Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back, Hodlers. Today we're going to go over some news. Well, not really news, more just Cardano being Cardano. And then we're going to talk about the Bitcoin price chart, where Bitcoin is going to go, where I think it's going to go. I'm also going to more lean into the side of stock to flow and that the market cycle is imminent to go to a peak very, very soon, because I recognize that I'm in the minority of thinking that we're going to go through an extended market cycle. As much as I still believe that, I still want to entertain both possibilities. So if you do like this video, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and content. So first and foremost, we're going to be talking about Cardano reaches an all-time high. Where are we going? So we're definitely in price discovery mode. We did hit above $2.54 earlier in the day. We are currently sitting at $2.48, so not quite at that price that we were at earlier. But we did gain a roughly 20% in the last 24 hours. And obviously, Cardano has pumped on both other valuations of other price charts, so Ethereum, Bitcoin, and it actually overtook market caps like Tether and Binance Coin over the past little while. So we have seen a huge rise for Cardano. Now, why is this rise happening? Of course, in a lot of ways, and we've discussed it before, that I think a lot of this is because of Alonzo. This is what's happening with the Alonzo update and everything else, and everyone's getting hype about this. And again, this is all coming in September 12th. So this is when the upgrade is coming. And again, I've mentioned before, things are often baked into the price by that date. So don't be waiting on that date to lock in your bets. At this point, we can see the bets are going, and we can see basically where Cardano is going to go. So it did pass the $2 mark. And obviously, we're working now to find out exactly where Cardano is going to go. We're floating around with the all-time high right now, still kind of fighting with that level, whether or not we can break completely away from it and then go up into a price discovery. But we will see. We do have 3 hours and 53 minutes, so essentially 4 hours left of this daily close. Now, if we do look at the 4-hour chart, we do see a significant portion of our rise happened yesterday, and then we've slowly been inclining throughout the day, and now is our first real dip of the day, the last 8 hours that we were experiencing. Well, actually, we're in the last 4 hours, we went through a bit of a dip. So we will see if Cardano does recover and does move back up. But again, we are still looking pretty bullish on everything else. So with all that, Cardano enters price discovery mode, which is exactly what we discussed in the last video. Where's Cardano going to go? What is the top end price? In this article, they do discuss that they're looking at around a $2.87 Cardano, which I actually don't think is far off from where it could actually go. Realistically, my price target for the near term, at least for the short term, while it's doing this breakout, as long as it does go past this all-time high mark. If it does go past that $2.54 mark with some sort of force, I can see at least a $2.80 to maybe even a $3.15 ADA. I think a $3.15 is probably pretty realistic with where Cardano is going to go. Of course, it would have to make that price up before Alonzo comes out. Once Alonzo comes out, it'll be hard to really say what'll happen. Most likely, we'll see a small sell-off when Alonzo comes out. People selling the news, right? So people will buy and people sell the news. This is exactly what happens. So most likely you'll see a bit of a sell-off. But at the end of the day, if you're bullish on the project, you really shouldn't care about a little sell-off. In other news, Busta Rhymes. I haven't seen you in a long time, buddy. He holds Bitcoin. And this just goes to show, and I'm not bringing up Busta Rhymes because he means anything specific. I just mean that, like, this is what it's come to, that, you know, you're getting sponsorships paid in Bitcoin. You have NFL players playing for Bitcoin. You have Busta Rhymes holding Bitcoin. You have a bunch of other famous people just talking about cryptocurrency. And this just shows where we're going, where we are right now. Even his tweet, thinking about getting payments in Bitcoin for shows and future dealings of business. Should be easier to do, right? Peter McCormick comes in and says, my boy Jack Mallers got you covered. Jack Mallers is, of course, the guy who presented a Bitcoin to the El Salvadorian government and got them to basically take it on as legal tender. He's doing a lot of great things with the Lightning Network. So obviously he's giving a quick shout out for him for Busta Rhymes. Bitcoin is sitting at 48 8,700 right now as we speak. It has pumped a significant amount on the 4-hour chart. If we do look at the daily, obviously on our day, we're looking pretty high. So it is looking really good for Bitcoin. Now, obviously, when Bitcoin's doing well, altcoins will bleed a little bit. And it's weird to say, but it's because a lot of people see a price moving, and a lot of the traders will see the price moving on one chart and funnel their money into the other chart. That doesn't mean that some altcoins aren't going to pump, but because we do see Ethereum up on the 2%, we do see KSM up 5%, and we do see Polkadot up 5%. So there is movement in the market other than Bitcoin. Obviously, Cardano is struggling with that barrier, mainly because it's an all-time high barrier, so it's a psychological barrier for the traders to get over. Hopefully they will get over, and then we will be looking at a $3 ADA. But as long as Bitcoin continues on this bullish trajectory, because Bitcoin is above its bull market support band, the 20-week EMA, it is above, or fighting with, I believe it's above the 200-day EMA, but Bitcoin continues to be above our bull market support band, our 20-week SMA and our 21-week EMA. So it continues to be above both of those lines, holding a good, healthy amount of support where it is. Not quite where I want it to be. I still want it to push up to that 52,000 mark to get back up into the green area that we would like to see it at. But we are looking pretty well at recovering most of our losses here, coming back to high February, mid-February, basically highs. So we are back in February numbers. Where Bitcoin's going to go in the near term is pretty subjective, but at this point, this is looking pretty bullish on a clear path north. Now, again, a lot of people are calling for that $150,000 Bitcoin in September. I don't want to shy away from that because it is a valid thing that could happen. Absolutely. There's nothing saying that 150K Bitcoin is out of the realm of possibility. Now, I do want to mention this because I wanted to talk about cashing out. I want to talk about taking profits. There is nothing wrong with taking some profits at any certain point. And even though I believe in a longer market cycle, even though I believe that this market is not going to end in September, I am prepared to take some profits off the table to better my life and to take care of myself, right? This is the whole point of cryptocurrency. You're not going to get anything by not taking profits at all. So eventually, when Bitcoin does go into the higher numbers here, maybe if Bitcoin hits at around 80,000, 90,000, I'd say pick a number and start dollar cost averaging either on a daily or on a weekly basis. What I intend to do is just do a couple of percent every time I cash out. And as the price goes up, increase the percentage I sell and at a very slow rate. So again, I'm dollar cost averaging into a market and I'm dollar cost averaging out of the market. So it's the exact same mindset to get in and out. You don't want to just sell in a lump sum because then you have a lot of potential that you lost, or you lost too much when you could have lost a lot less because the price was going back up. So it's a good practice to get into either way, even if you're just learning in this bull market, even if you only have $1,000 in cryptocurrency, even though you might be on my end of the fence that we might be looking at a longer market cycle. Even if you're in that position, you should at least consider taking some profits off the table if we do hit some radical numbers in September. Now, that being said, September is traditionally a bad month for cryptocurrency. So we will see if Bitcoin does hit it in September. Could possibly be that we see something more closer to the end of year, which is also a reality. But again, I think most likely what we'll see is something extending into the very next year. But in the near term, I at least expect Bitcoin to hit that 52,000 mark. I think we're at that level as long as we can continue this momentum here. Just to finish it off with Bitcoin is we did bounce above our 200-day SMA. So we did talk about our 200-day before. We have bounced off of that. Whether or not we will stay above is yet to be known. But right now, again, like I've said, everything that I'm looking at least is looking pretty bullish for Bitcoin, and you should at least be prepared to take some profits, especially if you've been one of those people that have been down here buying all while I was screaming to buy. If you've been buying here, you're up a dramatic amount, and it is going to continue going up. But once we hit some of the higher numbers, maybe upwards to the 80,000 mark, that's when you should start to look. And hey, look, I drew a ducky. That's it for me. Hopefully this video helped. I'm still laughing at my duck. If you did like this video, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and content, and of course, happy hodling.